You're right guys, I'm going to be taking on my toughest challenge to date. I'm going to be making the Wood Whisperers Guild Maloof inspired sculpted rocking chair. This is a really tough project, but I'm really excited about it. Because the plans aren't mine and I'm just following the instructions, I'm not going to really go into much detail in these videos, but I wanted to do some update videos just to keep you up to date with what I've been working on and to show you how far I'm getting in the project itself. Please check out the description down below. I'm going to leave an affiliate link to the guild. There's loads of different projects on there. I highly recommend you check it out. Marc's instructions are brilliant and I've really learnt a lot already, so I'm sure you'll like it. I hope you like what I've been doing too. I wanted to go and pick up the walnut in person for this project. I got this 9 metres of 2-inch thick boards from Arnold Labour. I think they have sites all over the UK, so it's worth looking online. When you buy the project on the guild, you can also purchase the templates too. I got the templates and mounted them to some thin plywood. It's good to know that I can keep these for future chairs I might make. I use my circular saw to rough cut the walnut to length. It makes them a lot easier to work with. I then rip them to width on the table saw, and the offcuts from these pieces will be big enough for the spindles later on in the build. I put my jointer thicknesser to good use, milling up all the pieces. If you'd like to see my review of this planer, you can click the icon in the top right hand corner of the screen, or just check the description down below for a link. Walnut shavings always remind me of chocolate hundreds and thousands. Then I chop the boards to length. Some of the boards get an angle cut along the length to make the seat slightly curved. I used my hand plane to clean up the surface a little. I laid out the 5 boards for the best grain pattern I liked. It's a shame about the lighter sections, but it's not too noticeable in the end. To give the boards a little more strength, I used some biscuits. I should have only had 1 row of slots at the bottom, but I cut them wrong and ended up having 2 slots, one at the top as well. These will be removed with a carving though, luckily, so I got away with that one. I needed to cut notches out of the side boards ready for the legs to be attached to. A sled I made for the table saw made this really easy. I searched and searched for the router bits I needed for the joinery. I finally found them at routercutter.co.uk. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go and check them out. I was really pleased with how clean the cut was on these. To try and make the sculpting of the seat a lot quicker and easier, I used the bandsaw to cut out some sections to the back of the seat. This created like a bit of a dip really, which is where your bum's going to be on the seat. Well, I've got 3 cuts, and to cut those it took an hour and a half to get 3 cuts. That's how slow going my bandsaw is. It was screaming the whole time too, so that wasn't a very pleasant process to get on camera. So I cut those out basically. I glued the boards together with just regular wood glue and some biscuits to reinforce the joints. It's already starting to look like a seat. To carve the seat, Marc recommends a carving disc for the angle grinder. Again, I searched online for a UK site to buy what I needed. I found everything from classichandtools.com. Check out the link in the description, they've got a great selection of quality tools. I had a bit of a shopping spree there myself. The disc I'm using is a saber-tooth coarse shaping wheel. The disc has holes in it so you can see through while it's spinning. It makes seeing your guidelines a lot easier. Now this is the fun part, carving out the seat. This step looked the most intimidating step to me, but I found it really enjoyable and therapeutic. As long as I worked to the guidelines, I could just sculpt the seat how I wanted. I started by defining the edges and worked down to meet the cuts I made on the bandsaw. I used my jigsaw to cut the curves in the front of the seat. This made a huge difference, especially when I started rounding over the edges. I got a time lapse of the whole process. It took 2.5 hours to carve the seat. That's including setting up my camera shots and stopping to watch Marc's videos to make sure I'm doing it right. There's still a lot of smoothing to do and sanding, but I'm really pleased with how it's turning out so far. So that's it then guys really. I've got the seat near enough done, as you can see, just that little bit of finishing off to do, but I'm really happy with how I've done so far. Only a few mistakes and really they haven't made much difference to the build all in all. Moving on to the front legs next, so once I've got those done and completed to a good enough standard for me, I'll do another update video and show you how I've done that process too. So I hope you enjoy this series of little videos just showing what I've been up to. could be going on for quite a long while because it's quite an intense build, but I'm really enjoying it, so I hope you am too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to leave a comment, if you've got any questions or anything like that, leave a comment down below. I answer all comments. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. If you're subscribed, you'll be sure to see as soon as I put up a new update to this series. But I'm also doing loads of different projects as well in the meantime, quick tips and reviews too, so I'm sure there'll be something you enjoy. And if you could share this video as well, I'm really hoping that if I do this build justice, that I'll encourage others to take it on, because I really think if I can do it in my shed, anybody can do it. So thank you all for watching again.